coaches, parents, teachers, leaders, instructors, in order to get the exceptional results that we're looking for, man, we got to set those standards, those expectations at a level that's equivalent to those results we want, those exceptional results. Now, is it easy? You know by now, if you watch my videos, nothing in life is easy. I'm never going to lie to you and tell you it is. However, it's in those challenges, in those moments, in those struggles, in those setbacks, in those failures. That's where we learn, we grow, we rebound, we come at it again, we fight another round. We got dropped, we got knocked down, we're getting back up to fight another round. Now, you've got to be able to communicate that to your students, your team, your kids, whoever you work with. Maybe it's communicate to yourself. You got to be your best in order to pass on your absolute very best, especially the best instructor, leader, teacher, coach, self-empowerment, right? What you have to remember is communication is the biggest part, the biggest piece of the puzzle. Because we may have a vision in here, we may have the expectations, the standards, what we expect, but if we don't communicate that to our team in a way that they understand, then it's all for naught. When you think about communication in any part of life, why do most relationships fail? Poor communication. Why are there misunderstandings? Poor communications. Why do teams not succeed? Poor communication. Why do coaches get fired? Poor communication to their players, right? Yeah, it's a big responsibility, but it's also, my gosh, it's priceless, the gift, what you get back in empowering, inspiring those, bringing them together as a team. I like to talk the power of the fist. The fist is when this fist is working together. It's solid, it's strong, it's the unity, the strength. Man, it can bust through boards, bust through walls. It can do anything because it's unity, strength, power. This is a team. However, the fist, the team comes apart. Now you got individuals all doing their own thing. Pinky's doing its own thing, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, the thumb. They're all doing their own things. If I were to hit a board with my fingers just like this, every one of them's going to break. The same thing. If a team becomes separated like this, they're definitely not working together, definitely not strong. You think about it, any team that works together collectively as a team, and it starts with the head coach, starts with you, parents, starts with you, leaders, teachers, instructors, it starts with you. Bring that team together. Now, big thing to remember, and you know this, but it's a good reminder, we aren't just raising exceptional athletes. We are helping build, mold, and develop productive members of society, wonderful young men and women. They're going to contribute to society at the highest possible level because you're teaching them what it means to overcome adversity, to battle through challenges, to never give up, to strive to be their absolute very, very best, to work together as a team. Doesn't matter. Even if you're an individual sport, individual coach, you are still helping that person be their very, very best. They're relying on you and you're relying on them to work together as a team, right? Yeah. And a big thing to remember, not everyone is going to win every single time, regardless how inspiring, how motivated, how great your standards, your expectations are, how well you communicate that with your team. Doesn't mean you're going to win every time. Doesn't mean you're going to win every game, but that's where we learn. That's where we grow. That's where we rebound. And that is where we find out who we really are to develop that inner strength. And that's a big thing you got to convey to your athletes, your kids. And as I mentioned, we're not just raising exceptional athletes. It's exceptional, wonderful, contributing members of society. Young men and women that are going to be something, be someone, stand out in the crowd. You're going to give them the core values of humility, courtesy, bravery, honor, integrity, discipline, respect, courage, confidence, inner strength, that resilience to be who they're born to be, to work together as a unit. It's also our job to remind them the only thing they have control over is themselves, their own attitude, their own effort, their own work ethic, their own determination, their own desire, their own willingness to put forth that little extra, because the only competition they're truly in is themselves. Are they a better person today than they were yesterday? And what can you as a coach do to help them? Now, you can't do everything for them. You can give them the tools. You can communicate to them. You can lead by example and show them, but inevitably it's up to them. Another thing we have to remind them of, we have to remind them to never let anyone put them down, to bury them. And obviously as coaches, we can't be the one doing that. That doesn't mean we don't get on to them when they need it. We need to be tough on them because Lord knows the world's going to be tough on them. And the better job we do will be in tough, firm, holding high standards and expectations and help lift them up in a positive way, not burying them down. When a player makes a mistake, when a kid makes a mistake, when an athlete makes a mistake, when a coach, we make mistakes. We know, we feel terrible about it. We don't need someone highlighting that mistake. What can we do to help lift them and help them rebound and learn from that? Players all learn differently. Some learn a big kick in the butt Yeah. Others, you got to be more nurturing with. That's the beauty of coaching. My goodness, the different ways that all our athletes learn and grow and strive. It's different. Not one approach works for everybody. That's what being an exceptional coach is all about. Do you have it in you? Absolutely. It's going to be tough? Absolutely. But I'm telling you, that challenge, after you overcome that challenge, after you overcome that battle, after you see that athlete or that child, that student turn into, whoa, the vision you had for them because you helped guide them and they grew into that. Why? Because you believed in them and they believed in themselves. Now, a huge part of all this is having a positive mental attitude that I can and I will. I will face this challenge. I will go above and beyond. Why? Because I'm not only doing it for myself, I'm doing it for the team. As a coach, you convey that message to them. You're right there with them. You're the thumb in the fist that keeps it all together. Remind them that they're not going to win every single time. They're not going to win every battle, every challenge. Just not. But it's the one that picks themselves back up, that says, I'm going to fight another round. I'm going to do my absolute very best. That's the attitude. That's the mindset that's going to outlast everybody else. And before you know it, those that are giving up along the way, the teams that are giving up along the way because they've had adversity, they've had setbacks, they've had challenges, but they have not had the ability to get back up, to fight another round. Those teams are going to fall by the wayside. Those athletes are going to fall by the wayside. Those coaches aren't going to have a job anymore. But you're going to continue striving because you're going to lift them up. You're going to remind them, don't let anything or anyone ever get you down, put you down, or keep you down. And most importantly, don't ever make excuses. Don't ever start having pity parties, blaming others, blaming the officials. No. Think about a pity party here. You know what a pity party is? It's a party where everybody brings pity. Nobody brings gifts. Nobody brings anything happy. It's just more pity. Pity, pity, pity. Misery loves company. That's who goes to pity parties. So don't go there. And then don't let your athletes suffer from what I call plum disease. What's plum disease? P-L-O-M, plum disease. Poor little old me. Wham! How's that for a right hook? Don't go there. And then lose the terms entitled and offended. Only weak people use words entitled and offended. My grandma used to tell me all the time. Well, actually, she told me one time. Came home from a friend's house, and I was a young kid at the time. And I said, Grandma, I think I'm entitled to this. Now, I thought I said the F word or something. Because she goes, Richie, I'll tell you what you're entitled to. You're entitled to a butt whipping. And that's the only thing you're ever entitled to. I'm like, what the heck? What was that? And then one time I said offended. I was offended by that, Grandma. And she goes, well, you really want to know who you should be offended by? Look in the mirror. That's who you should be offended by if you're offended by anything. I'm like, dang, that's grandma wisdom, baby. And that's something you can share with the team. And maybe you can share it in a little more delicate manner. But entitled and offended, that's what weak-minded people say. That's not a winner's mindset. That's not a results-oriented, driven mindset. A mindset is, I'm going to pick myself back up. Maybe that person performed better than me today. Maybe that team performed better than I did today, or our team today. But you know what? We're going to learn from it. We're going to rebound from it. We're going to grow from it. We're going to become stronger from it. And gosh darn it, the next time we go to battle, it's us. And maybe have another setback. That's all part of life. But that person's willing to get back up each and every time is the person that's going to outlast everyone else. And they're going to be the victor. They're going to be the one standing. That team is going to be standing on top. And if anything, like I said, not everybody wins a championship. But what we're striving for, more than just developing great athletes, respectful members of society, young men and young women that are making an impact in the world. They have all the core values we talked about earlier: honor, integrity, discipline, respect, that perseverance, that inner strength, that leadership quality that the world so desperately needs. Those are the ones that are going to be leading from the front. But in order to lead from the front, we got to learn how to overcome the challenges, battle through our fears, battle through our adversity, learn how to overcome the losses and the setbacks. That's how we succeed. That's how we create future leaders. Every day, we're faced with challenges. Every day, we're faced with choices. Do I fight harder or do I give up? I've often talked about there's two types of muscles we work every single day. It's our perseverance muscles or our give up and quit muscles. Whichever muscles we work the most, whichever the muscles mindset we pass on to our team, that's what's going to get us through. It's all good when it's smooth. I mean, think about a sailor. When the seas are smooth and calm, that doesn't make a strong, worthy, combat-tested sailor. It's when the waves are rocky, when we go through the tough times. That's what unifies. That's what brings a team together. I want you to think about this. What will people say about you when you're gone? What are they going to say at your eulogy? Are they going to say anything at all? Are people even going to know you're not around anymore? We have an opportunity. coaches, parents, teachers, instructors, influencers, leaders, mentors, we have an opportunity to leave a mark. We have an opportunity to plant a tree that we'll never sit under for shade, but we know someone else will. We have an opportunity that maybe we never had before. Why do we become coaches? Because we have a gift that we want to pass on to others. Pass that gift on. Now, I often hear this. Well, yeah, I tell my team this, and we play by the rules. We have honor, we have integrity, but it seems like no one else does. Big deal. Let them get their cheap victory. Let them get their cheap win. They've essentially sold their soul. There's no character. There's no honor. There's no integrity. What are they going to be known for when it's all said and done? Is that what you're going to be known for? No. You're going to leave a mark. You're going to leave a legacy. People are going to know who you are. You're going to say, oh my gosh, you must have been, when the kids grow up, coached by so-and-so. Or the kids will say, I had coach so-and-so. Yeah, maybe we never won a championship, but they're going to show who they are with their manners, their discipline, their respect, their core values, their honor, their integrity, their eye focus, the way they shake hands, the way they introduce themselves, the way they carry themselves. That's what we're doing. We're molding more than athletes. I know I keep saying that, but that's the biggest part of our job, the biggest part of what we're doing. And I want you to think once again, when these kids move on from whatever you did, what did they learn from you? And who are they going to become because of you? Good or bad? And yeah, not everybody's going to play by these rules. Matter of fact, it seems like we're kind of a dying breed. I tell you what, it starts with one person, and then a second, then a third. Now you have an opportunity. If you're working with 25, 30 athletes, think about that impact. I talk about throwing a pebble in a pond, creating ripples. Think about 25, 30 athletes coming out throwing their own pebbles, and they become great coaches themselves. Why? Because of the influence, the leadership, the guidance, the character of who you are and what you taught them. More than just winning a game. Yeah. More than skating faster and harder and shooting the puck harder, or in hockey stopping a puck as a goalie, or in baseball, hitting over 300, or getting a gold glove, or in football, being a great quarterback or defensive back, picking the ball off and leading the team in interceptions, or a linebacker leading the team in tackling, or a shooter, man, you're popping and dropping everything. What did you learn about being a human being? What did you learn about being a respectful member of society? And who did you learn it from? Coaches, we have an opportunity, but it's up to you. I believe in you. Your players who look up to you, they believe in you. Believe in yourself. Give them everything you got. Give them everything you were looking for when you were an athlete, when you were a kid, when you were a student. Give it to them. And I promise you, they won't let you down. Hey, if you like what you heard here, share it with your players. Share it with your team. Share it with your organization. Listen to it more than once. Make sure you like and subscribe. God bless everybody.